It's called the granny tax. State lawmakers are considering two bills right now to tax elderly residents of nursing homes. Legislation that some retirement centers say could make care unaffordable. To explain what it's for and what's at stake is a center director from Dallas named Russell Cruz here in studio. Russell, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jason.
This is called the granny tax. The bill in the legislature is what you guys refer to it as. What specifically would this do if passed?
Well, it would have a very adverse impact on our CC Young residents. We estimate about $4,000 per resident annually.
That they would have to pay?
That CC Young would have to pay on their behalf. And many of these residents are retired teachers, nurses, veterans. They're living on fixed incomes, and that's an enormous sum to add into their budgets.
And CC Young is a faith-based retirement community here in Dallas.
It is.
But this is one of many different retirement communities that would be affected by this bill if it passed. Why specifically are you guys against it besides just the obvious financial implications here?
We're also opposed to it because the granny tax does not tie quality to funding. So the high quality providers that have high staffing levels and very quality outcomes get the same amount of funding as another provider that does not, or a community that cuts corners on costs. We don't, and you would get the same amount of funding. We think that's extremely unfair.
And what's the biggest fear if this happens? Is it that fewer people who pay privately or use their own private insurance will go to nursing homes? Is that the...
Well, that they wouldn't be able to afford to go to nursing homes, and then where will they go? What's their destination point? They don't have anywhere else to go.
And this has been discussed for years, kind of off and on. Is there more concern this might have more support or traction this year as opposed to previous sessions?
I think due to the budget deficit at the state level, that there's somewhat more traction to try to put on our backs of our seniors to help fund the deficit, and we think that's extremely unfair.
What's the likelihood of this getting through committee and getting onto the floor, do you know?
That I do not know. We hope it's very limited. And one of the things Governor Abbott recently told us is that the only good tax is a dead tax, and we hope that this granny tax goes to the graveyard quickly.
Sounds good. Russell Cruz, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason.